Hey, what's up everybody? It's the Crypto Ginger here. Just wanted to briefly go over some additional articles that I felt really helped solidify what I was trying to get across with my last video, where I had mentioned how outside of the stock market having taken a beating, and of course there's been a substantial amount of money pulled out of the stock markets and just simply sitting on the sidelines, we've also been seeing the cryptocurrency ecosystem more or less priming itself for the entrance of institutional investment money coming in. And of course, looks like Morgan Stanley has gone through with their report and has now more or less labeled Bitcoin as an institutional investment class. I would imagine this is something that could expand upon a majority of all the cryptocurrencies once we have the full legitimate regulatory concerns taking place and more or less answered by the SEC, but nonetheless, Bitcoin was a coin that was studied in their report, and they came up with this particular thesis called the rapidly morphing thesis, where they began defining Bitcoin as digital cash, then noting that investors had full confidence in it. That led to a solution for issues in the financial system, then to a new payment system, and ultimately a new institutional investment class. Now again, my guess is this could be expanded upon for all majority of all the cryptocurrencies out there, the top performing coins. If the SEC doesn't have too many issues and will be lenient when it comes to the decision making for XRP, my guess is XRP is just simply going to be one of those additions to this particular thesis and this report right off the bat. But of course, it is something that we should take note of. We have already heard financial institutions already coming on board using things such as Fidelity and their digital asset platform. We have another platform called Seed CX. Then you have BitGo, Binance. We've already heard about the regulatory approvals of Bitcoin. And then, of course, Coinbase's fundraising round. Now, we've also heard of universities such as Harvard and Yale creating cryptocurrency funds. So we definitely know major players are getting into the cryptocurrency ecosystem, and that could lead to a lot more institutional investors hopping on board just as well. My guess is when you have articles such as this right here, where you see Bakkt more or less treating their first phase as a digital asset clearinghouse, it just sounds like they're going to make things a slight bit easier and allowing these institutional investors to dabble right now and getting their feet wet without actually having to have their hands on or possession of the digital asset. Now, ICE Chairman CEO Jeff Specker actually states here that this has already been something in the workflow in which banks and brokerage members can serve their customers in this space here, the cryptocurrency space, without taking possession of the digital asset there. So, of course, again, it's just another easy way for these institutional investors to come on board into this market, this cryptocurrency ecosystem, and feeling it out, seeing how it works, and then once they have some confidence built up with that, either they move more capital in or they convince others to move in just as well. But I think that it's quite possible that we'll see a trickle effect, nothing at a large pace, but things that will happen over the course of time, a slowly but surely process there. So keep that in mind, but this could potentially lead to a decent bull run that lasts maybe 10 to 12 months, and that would be very nice. Now, again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing that I'm providing is financial advice, but this is just connecting dots here and seeing that large institutional players are quite possibly going to be onboarding into this system here as just, again, another means for an investment vehicle. We have also articles such as this right here where even during this bear market, we have new wave capital users investing more into cryptocurrencies. So again, we are seeing that there's a major interest in the cryptocurrencies, especially during what looks to be a possible scare with the stock markets, and even what we're hearing with the U.S. dollar and the inflation rate that's taking place with the U.S. dollar bill, how much money the U.S. is in debt right now too. So really, a lot of these things are compiling on each other, and it does make sense when you start seeing these articles like this right here. Even during a bear market, again, people are still investing in the cryptocurrencies. I did want to use this article right here because I know I talk a lot about XRP and Ripple. This is just simply another article as an example piece where Japanese financial giant SBI, which we know has connections with Ripple, they're actually going to use the XRP extensively with R3. We've heard there's a connection between Ripple and R3. I won't go into the history of that, but nonetheless, It says right here, there is a gentleman named Yoshitaka Kito, who is the CEO of SBI, stating that we have begun discussions to create a project to use XRP for R3. By using R3, XRP is used more extensively. So outside of what we already heard in regards to what Ripple's doing to extend the use case of XRP, we also have SBI, who's also doing their very best to make as many use cases. What they state here is they're hopeful that they can start working on deployments for XRP-based products in Asia. So this right here is just another expansion of what could be happening for the XRP coin. Now, if you give me a second here, I'm going to try to end this on showing you something with XRP, the coin, just as well, if you haven't been paying attention. Nonetheless here, some additional articles reaching out to institutional players out here. You see Circle, Coinbase, Consensus join Global Digital Finance as founding members here. States here on Wednesday, Global Digital Finance, a not-for-profit industry body with the aim of driving acceleration and adoption of digital finance, announced several leaders into the cryptocurrency space. Again, Circle and Coinbase, large names, again, trying to attract more money to come into the cryptocurrency ecosystem. So bigger plays are taking place here for the cryptocurrency ecosystem that are happening under the radar. And they are, again, trying to reach out to large institutional investment money here that would hopefully start trickling into the ecosystem once confidence has been gained. I believe the SEC needs to really step up their game there and figure out what they're going to do so we can start moving on with this particular technology. Something else here I wanted to talk about. I found this very, very interesting here. Not only are we talking about dealing with cryptocurrencies on Earth, but we have Ethereum Studio Consensus just bought an asteroid mining company. So it looks like we have cryptocurrencies involving themselves in something outwardly just as well. Now, we don't only take this really with a grain of salt because I'm not exactly sure how far this is going to go when it comes to this particular organization being created for this asteroid mining company dealing with Ethereum, but nonetheless, it is interesting to take into consideration. Now, lastly here, I want to end on this. I was looking at CoinMarketCap and checking out the fact that, yes, indeed, money has been pulled out of the market cap system here, the entire ecosystem. But check this out. Which coin out of the top 5, the top 6, is doing relatively the best? It looks like it's XRP. Now, I'm not trying to hype this up, but nonetheless, it has already been talked about in different ways that the beginning of November could potentially see a really good effect for XRP, the coin. Nonetheless, November takes place, and look at this. It's just been a kind of a slingshot upwards there. Is this momentum that we could potentially see continue for XRP? Again, I'm not trying to get your hopes up, but man, look at that. Isn't that exciting? Especially during this bear trend that we've been dealing with. So check out any videos about XRP and what I've talked about in the past as far as the possibility of November being a very good month. There are definitely YouTubers out there that correlate XRP and November directly. So again, we could potentially see something happening with XRP even outside of the market cap being as low as it is. We're just seeing quite a bit of good movement with that coin. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section there. Hopefully this information made sense for you. And thank you for being a part of my community and watching these videos. I really appreciate it. Have a good night.
And hey, if you enjoyed what you saw, please hit that like button. It definitely helps get this information out there to as many people as we possibly can. And also share this content out with everybody. And if you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. This channel has been growing by leaps and bounds, and I could not have done it without you guys. If you really want to help this channel grow, please donate to my Patreon page. Even $1 a month would be amazing and would absolutely go right into my channel to make it more professional for you guys and allow me to create even more content. Thanks again for watching, guys, and have a wonderful day.